Good morning. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that. We gotta do the
Your
Using
Irish
your Irish
dancing.
gig.
Where's
oh
your
my
kilt?
oh shoot. I better go change and put a green shirt on.
I know. I'm
Should
wearing
we have a Bria Irish line dancing?
Good.
oh my gosh.
That is hysterical. I was not expecting that. Okay. Morning. Good morning.
Don't forget to bring your shillelagh and your Blarney Stone.
I'm wearing green leggings, by the way.
Green what?
Green leggings, like green yoga pants. So I'm good.
You're super nice.
And I got the green logo on the back.
There you go.
Wow, these guys were not ready for that.
I was not expecting some Irish music this morning.
Well,
You went to the St. Patty's Day parade.
I did. Good
he
morning. Good
partakes.
morning.
He partakes in the St. Patrick's Day festivities.
Yep. At the parade here in South Florida, which is fun.
Oh, it's always a good time.
Yeah. It's funny. I thought you would be playing some reggaeton because of Venezuela. Team USA.
I know that would have been good, but you know, my mom would have yelled at me if I didn't.
Got my Team USA hat.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Venezuela.
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball,
I
final
saw
six.
some of the highlights. I wish I was there.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice game.
my family group chat is going crazy.
Amazing how those guys hit so well. I guess we'll see them in the National League next year. American leagues will take them in for $70 million a year or something.
Morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Holy. Just a
You
reminder. I
know who
hope.
also dances Irish? Does Irish dancing?
So,
That's Patrice. She's very good at it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, no, she's an expert, right, Patrice?
Oh goodness. Well, thank you guys for indulging me with the Irish music.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Totally off guard. That was not on my list today. Uh,
well, I hope you're all wearing green. You're gonna get whatever they say. I think they get like pinched or whatever. It's been so long since I was in public, That's what happens when you No, you guys, thank you all for being here. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Yes, Venezuela won in the baseball game, and I'm super proud of my country. And yeah, my family group chat is going pretty crazy about that. So that was my backup, I didn't find something fun, Irish music, it would have backed up, with something, Venezuelan. But it's all good. We're super proud and go USA as well, because that's pretty fun. I'm not a big baseball girl, but I'm sure everyone who went out had a great time, and you guys
You
deserve
sure
it.
did. Yeah, it was fun going to
Yeah,
the
it looked really fun. Everything I saw online. So good stuff. All right, guys, welcome. Good morning. This is BPM RIA, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter here in South Florida that is in compliance and partnered with the National Real Estate Investors Association. My name is Alexa, COO here at BPM RIA. We have Anish Dave, our CEO and the National RIA president, as well as Harry Diamond, our local real estate investor, coach, mentor, all the above. And we have an awesome webinar for you guys. We're going to talk about why most real estate education fails and what actually gets deals done. We're going to hear a lot about, Harry and Anish's personal experiences today with that. You guys are literally preaching to the choir. So don't hesitate to engage with us in the chat and tell us, your thoughts and feelings and all those good things. And you can always schedule a discovery call, scan that QR code on the top of the screen, and book a call with me so that I can connect you with one of our incredible mentors. So to get us started on a super positive note, which I know is why some of you guys are in this webinar today, is to possibly win the raffle. So our raffle is going to be a free seat to our 2-day quick start training. All you need to do is text the word quick start, all one word, no spaces, to our event line 954-800-6961, and you will have a chance to win the raffle. I will announce the winner at the very end. Details are on the screen right now, and I also put those details in the chat box, so make sure you are checking out the chat box throughout the webinar today. I'll be putting helpful links and things in there throughout the webinar. So make sure you stay engaged and stay connected with us. We're going to be chatting with you guys. All right. My favorite way to keep up with BPM RIA events is the text updates. It is so convenient, so easy. So all you need to do to enroll into the text message updates is text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line. Once again, 954-800-6961, and you will get those text message updates whenever we have an event coming up, such as tomorrow, you guys. If you do not see, we have a free workshop in person in Boca Raton. So go ahead and RSVP for that workshop. It's listed right on our website. I just dropped the link in the chat. It'll be at our Boca headquarters office, and we are super excited to meet you guys. I have not only some members, I have some investors, and I have some lenders coming out. So get connected, get to networking, and get on the list so that we know you're coming, so that we get enough coffee for you guys, of course. So go ahead and do that. All right, boot camp dates. Our next boot camp is coming up on May 2nd and 3rd. This is all day Saturday, all day Sunday, live via Zoom. We're going to have the cameras on, microphones on, so it will not be like this webinar where we can't see you guys. We will be able to see you guys, and it'll be very, very interactive. We're going to have 4 guest speakers on the training, and we are going to get into it. We're going to be analyzing properties. We're going to be leveraging AI to work smarter, not harder. We're going to be learning some creative financing hacks, and you guys are going to get to know people in the training. You're going to get to know the 4 business owners on the training. You guys are going to be able to network with them, even though it's virtual. It's very, very interactive. And we did put a money back guarantee on there for you guys. So this is going to be the safest, the best training if you're looking to get into wholesaling, flipping, rehabbing here in South Florida. You are going to want to take this training. And if you haven't taken it, you absolutely must take it. This is a must take boot camp here. And you can go ahead and press that link in the chat to get more details on those speakers that we have in the training, as well as the topics that we cover. So go ahead and click that link in the chat. And thank you guys so much for answering that poll there. Members, as you guys know, you get all the goodies. You get the free tickets to the networking events. You get exclusive networking opportunities. You get a benefit package through the National RIA. You get all sorts of good stuff. You also get special pricing on our workshops that we host with our national speakers. So you guys are going to absolutely get a lot out of your membership. You are going to get more than what you pay. That's for absolute sure. You are going to get, if you're using those benefits, you're going to get a lot more than what the actual membership costs. So go ahead and get your membership now before our quarterly networking meeting that's happening on April 1st at Nova Southeastern University. You're going to want to be there. We're going to have an hour and a half of networking, and then we're going to have an hour and a half presentation on multifamily. And you guys, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So make sure you get your membership. If you're not a member, you can still attend, but as a member, you can attend for free and bring in guests at a discount. Mentoring and coaching here at BPM RIA. Last but very not least, we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA, where we put up 100% of the money for your deals. Yep, 100% of the money for your deals and split the profit 50-50. So you get your own personal coach. You get everything you need to start doing deals right now. So if you want to get more information on this, once again, book that discovery call. Link is in the chat. I'm dropping the link in there right now. And go ahead, email me, book a call. You scan the QR code, go to the website, whatever you need to do, just schedule that discovery call so that we can get you everything you need to know about our programs and get you a one-on-one consultation, free consultation with a mentor and get you those answers to your questions. We have third-party funding available for tuition. You can go ahead and scan the QR code if you're interested in third-party funding. It'll be a soft credit pull, 0% interest rate, and you will get the response within 24 hours if you're interested in that third-party funding. And you guys, thank you so much for always allowing me to let you know what's going on here at BPM RIA. We always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA for everything they provide, all of the resources. You guys, there was a call last week. Hopefully you didn't miss it because it wasn't recorded. They are always keeping you in the loop on everything from, politics to resources to discounts to absolutely everything when it comes to real estate investing. That is their duty and, goal as an organization is to keep you completely connected and just give you guys as much power as possible. So make sure you're staying in the loop with National RIA, especially if you're a member. And you guys, we are recording today's session. We will post it on our YouTube channel. But of course, we want you guys to engage with us and ask questions. So be sure to put those questions in the Q&A box. There's a Q&A box in your Zoom menu. You will see it there. And you can also talk to us in the chat. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going on with you guys and hear what questions you have. So thank you guys so much. And thanks, Anish.
Thanks, Alexa. Look, I even changed. Put a green
Oh my
shirt.
gosh. Yes.
So motivated. Look at that. And I heard some Irish St. Patty's, and that's it. So we're festive here. So
yeah, we are.
I guess it's a good thing that I'm at home, I guess.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So perks.
Right. So today, first of all, I want to thank Alexa. So today we're going to talk about why a lot of education fails, right? Meaning it's great to learn something and it's always about action. I do see a lot of new names on the webinar. So go ahead and put in the chat where you're listening in from. I'm just kind of curious, number one. My name is Anish Dave, CEO of BPM RIA, also president of National RIA. I've been a real estate investor, man, 25 plus years. I'm a licensed realtor, a licensed mortgage guy. I did really well for a long time. And when I say long time, I'm talking from 2001 to 2008. I was working in corporate America. I was in banking. I worked at numerous banks out there. I grew up in New Jersey. I went to Rutgers Engineering School. I realized I didn't want to be an engineer, and I didn't like the cold weather. Thank God I've been living down here in South Florida for 25 plus years. Whatever's happening up north, woof, man, it has been cold for these guys. I feel bad for if any of you guys are listening from the Midwest or in the Northeast. Man, it's been tough for you guys. Even Alexa was complaining it's like 40 something degrees out in Panama City. So as I read or as I studied my degree in finance, I moved down to South Florida and I wanted to be in banking. And then I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How many of you guys have actually read Rich Dad, Poor Dad from the chat? Right? Yeah, so I realized my dad is poor dad, and I was on the path of being poor dad. So I said, hey, I got to change something up. And I said, I got to buy real estate. I got to start building cash flow. And so I said, more bank, started my own mortgage company, started buying properties, and I started doing really well. I was up to 20 properties. I had some high-end properties on Brickell in downtown Miami, Miami Beach, North Miami. I had some duplexes, Little Haiti. I had properties in Tampa. And I thought, I said, please God, let me be done. And when I say, please God, let me be done, I meant done working, right? So what happens in 2000, I guess 8 to 10, really? The market starts shifting, and that was the Great Recession. So I literally went from $3 million worth of properties, 20 properties, to losing everything. And while I was losing everything, you got to remember this was 2008, so social media was different, YouTube was different. There was no AI, right? And I went to a class because I was a rehabber and I was a buy and hold guy. And I went to this class and I heard about wholesaling for the first time in my life. And as I'm losing millions of dollars, I said, man, I got to figure out something. So, how many guys have been in that situation? Put in the chat. I'm always just curious, right? I know Harry's been in that situation. And so I took that, my last bit of money that I saved. They had a program that was over $50,000 and they were based out of Utah, right? So the information was great. And I said, I got to figure this out, this wholesaling thing. So I took my last $25,000 at the time to do their program. Again, the information was good. The challenge was the mentors were in Utah. All the classes were Phoenix, Houston, and Utah. So after spending money on flights, hotels, everything else, I was in it for about $50,000. And one of the things they told you was to go to your local real estate investor association. So great information. The challenge was the mentors had no idea about South Florida. Again, for $50,000, I was only allowed two emails a week and one phone call every 2 weeks, which is definitely not enough support. I went to a BRIA meeting, which was before BPM RIA. We were called BRIA. I took my last bit of money I had. I knew there was something about wholesaling that I didn't understand. I've never done. And I said, man, if I only had some local mentors, I could do this. And so I took my last bit of money and I did Bria's old program. My parents said, hey, you tried it your way, go back to corporate America. And I didn't want to do that. And I was one of the top students in the old program. And lo and behold, I bought the Bria from my mentors in 2014. And we renamed Bria to BPM Ria about 5 years ago. And since then, changed everything. It's literally the wholesale rehabbing got me to where I want to be in my life. We always talk about real estate investing made simple. On our team, I have Harry Diamond, who's one of the lead mentors. Harry, do you want to go ahead and uh, give your background a little bit before we get started?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Well, most of you are probably a lot like me. When I started, I knew nothing about real estate, didn't even own my own home. So I knew that real estate was an additional stream of income, but where do we start? So believe it or not, we dropped about 50 grand on a national program, and Anish already covered that. Learned a lot, but never, and not local and not able to pull a trigger. But they did say go to your local RIAs, and that's when we stumbled across BPM RIA. We went to all the meetings that were around. Nothing really clicked except for Bria. They felt like a warm place to get good information without ulterior motives. So my wife is the boss, and she made the decision that was the place we were going to stay. Um, but for those of you who are married, you know, and those who you aren't, well, that's what you want to achieve. But anyway, I ran two companies in the past, but never did anything with real estate. So we jumped in with both feet, learned from the local RIA. Nish took us under his wing, and quickly we realized that the national program that we had done was helpful, but only a stepping stone, sort of a waste of money. But we did learn a lot from Anish and quickly shot up to be the number one students in the Broward County area. And over the years, we were so successful that we decided to just pay it forward and become mentors and give back to you and help you follow, shortcut the same path that I took or that we took, and just learn right from the very beginning the right way to do things and how to get things done and accomplish your goals a little bit faster. So welcome to the call and back to you, Ash.
Yeah, and obviously you guys already know Alexa, who's been our COO. We do have other mentors, Michael and Abby, Denise and Lucian, and Harry's better half, Victoria Diamond, who just had her birthday this Friday. So happy birthday, Victoria, just in case you're listening in. So one of the things that we always ask you is, are you living your best life, right? And for me, this was really big was, yeah, I wanted to make money and I wanted to get my time back, right? So my wife and I, we've been married for 14 years. We get to travel around the world. I'm always plus one. She's the tour guide. The other cool thing is I got to spend a lot of time with my dad. So if you guys have been coming to some of the in-person meetings, if you've been on the National Rio Cruise, you're starting to see my dad everywhere. So again, the question becomes, are you living the life that you want to live, right? And the other mentors we were all talking about, we all love traveling. That's been one of our biggest things that we've all done together, just traveling around the world and laughing and having a great time. I've also worked with the Miami Dolphins on their business combine. I am their expert on wholesaling and rehabbing. I am also with the professional athletic community. Some of you guys I know have been coming to or have been coming to meetings. Some of you guys have been on the Quick Start. Some of the guys from PAC, the professional athletic community, are learning real estate. And again, I am their expert on wholesaling and rehabbing. I am really proud of our BPM student community. We do a lot of fun stuff from happy hours, barbecues, bowling, a lot of cool stuff that we've done as a community. The other thing is we love going on cruises. This was our national cruise in Alaska. We just went to one in the Caribbean in February. The new dates for 2027, right? Man, I have to think about that, is February 27th, coming out of Miami. So those are always fun. The other cool stuff I've been up to is I met Grant Cardone. Again, I was never a big Grant Cardone guy until I met him. What I do really like about him, his passion to help out kids, teaching them real estate education, which is pretty cool. Again, I wasn't a big fan of his marketing online, and then I really got to meet him, and he's definitely different off camera. So I do love his passion about real estate in general. I've also been the first guest on the national TV show on NBC Money Chat as the expert for wholesaling, rehabbing the real estate economy. I do want to also, if you guys are starting to see the QR code, you could always get connected, take out your phone to connect with us on BPM RIA. And before we even get started today, I'm going to play a little quick video of what we've been up to.
This is one of the best programs I've been a part of. The support is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Switch in the system. Well, that's a good shot, everyone, but apparently the
Nish
computer's
and
having a little
everybody that
issue.
was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They got very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great uh, quick start seminar.
BPM RIA, Anish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Moss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this pack event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like a light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to Niche Dave, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it because I feel confident now of knowing what I want to do after meeting him, getting the base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position. Grab the seat of the chair. The seat.
There you go.
Should be on the corner should you want to. All right, go straight to the floor, not at an angle, straight up and down. The seat is straight to the floor. Touch it once.
You're
Touch
gonna
it twice.
destroy that shit, dude.
Touch it a third time. Explode!
And I have to say, they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. They're not going to leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM Rio program, it's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. You know, they funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call a Niche and be like, hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?
They're not going to let your deal fall through.
So that's some of the things that we've been up to in 2025, doing deals, having lots of fun out there. So again, I want to make this as interactive as possible. So I want to make sure, A, they're alive, Harry. So how many of you guys need to make more money in 2026? Give me a yeah, buddy. I know Alexa does. Okay. Okay, some of you guys. Yvette, yep. Caesar, yep. I get it, right? Gene, yep, absolutely. How many guys realize if you don't sharpen your skills, it's going to cost you money? Give me a yeah, buddy. Janice, I know you get it. And ultimately, how many guys realize that nothing's for free and you're going to have to get better out there? Yep, absolutely. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's get started today, right? So the question becomes, how many guys have ever taken courses? Oh, yeah, Carl Shuley, I see you there. I see you. How many guys have watched webinars, right? You've been watching YouTube University. Okay, some of you guys. How many guys said, I'm going to learn these strategies, the new shiny object syndrome, right? I'm going to learn creative financing. I'm going to learn seller financing, lease options. Okay, some of you guys, right? And now the big question, how many think AI will solve all your problems? Not just your real estate deals, all your problems, right? So yes, we do use AI in our marketing, 100%. Again, when we do the 2-day quick start and you attend, we're going to show you how we use it. Right? And then how many of you guys still feel stuck? You're not where you want to be. Type yes in the chat right now so I know. If you still feel stuck. Okay? Some of you guys, right? So here's the deal, guys. What I'm about to show you, it's not about learning more information. It's about what's missing. You guys have enough information. Harry, what about you? I know that when it comes to information or informational overload.
Definitely, I do a lot of research and stuff. It's and learn a lot, and it's helpful, but it still comes down to the basics of just taking action. Most of
Yeah.
my problem is between my own ears.
Yep, right. That's what we talk about. Motivated investors stay stuck despite years of education. We've seen, I've had the RIA for now, it's going to be about 14 years. I've been part of the RIA before I bought it. And, we come to these quarterly meetings or even the in-person events, and I've talked to so many great people and they want to get into real estate. They may have taken one course, right? And you've heard, myself and Harry and actually all the other mentors have all taken national courses and combined, actually, we got no deals on the national courses. We could have easily stopped, right? And said, let me go find a job. Let me go find something out there. So it's not being, it's not knowing the education is never the problem. It's really going out there and doing deals, right? So again, it's not a knowledge problem. There is how much knowledge out there, right? You could literally, whether it's Google, you're using AI, you pick whatever you want, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, YouTube. So knowledge is definitely not the problem, right? So how many guys realize you already know enough to do your first deal, right? You've learned strategies, tactics, and techniques, right? How to evaluate. We've done so many webinars like this. Some of you guys, right, have seen other people doing deals. You've seen our students. You're seeing us do deals. That one's really big for me. I'm a pretty competitive person. Obviously, you hear me talk about sports all the time in general. And one of the things that really challenged me was, well, how come Harry's doing deals and I'm not? Is he smarter? Could be. Absolutely, right? And the thing is, for me, it's always sitting on the sidelines. I no longer wanted to be on the sidelines. After I lost everything, I also didn't want to go back to corporate America. I know I have to figure out something. So other people are still doing deals in this market. We always say the information is not missing at all, right? So the real problem, what do you think the real problem is? It's an execution problem, right? And exactly what you pointed to, your head, right? It's all inside. Again, today's like, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing so many different webinars, so it's not 100% real estate focused. And what I mean by that is we got to fix that mindset. We got to get you to deserve it. We've done numerous webinars, how to evaluate properties, and trust me, I'll still do them. So it's just been a combination. So for us, just because you know what to do does not equal doing it. Harry, you want to talk about, I mean, I'll talk about it too, is some of the things that you have to do. Maybe it's doing research. Maybe it's actually going out there and making that phone call. Harry, if some of you guys don't know, Harry and Victoria love door knocking. So you want to talk about some of the times that you know what to do and you don't do it, or it doesn't equal doing it, either way.
No, still to this day, I have a problem picking up the phone. Sometimes it weighs 1,000 pounds. But I realize that once I do one phone call, two, all of a sudden becomes a lot easier. And then I'm ending up doing 10 and I get that out of my head. I realize my head's the problem. And I want to share this one thing, so I'll take a little liberty here. But when I was 17, I asked myself a simple question. I said, why do I feel this way? And when I answered it honestly to myself, it was because I wanted to feel that way. And I made that decision. I don't want to feel that way anymore. So the same thing here in our lives, and this has all happened to you guys as well in the past. somewhere in your life that has happened. But we have a tendency of getting so bogged down by whatever else is happening, we forgot that it's as simple as just making a decision and sticking to it. So if you
Yep.
don't like it, you have the ability to change it. Again, 98% of your battles are fought from the neck up.
Absolutely. So go ahead and put in the chat. What's one thing that you know you need to do that you haven't done? Put in the chat. I'm just kind of curious to see what that is. Is it my marketing? Right? I need to get marketing. Is it a website? Is it our SOPs, standard operating procedures, because you have a team? Is it just getting software? What's something right now that you know what you have to do and you haven't done it? I'm just curious. And while you're putting that in the chat, remember, the more you participate, the more you're going to get out of this, right? So that I appreciate it. Marketing, right? And then you want to be specific. What kind of marketing? Are you saying that I'm not doing bandit signs? Are you saying, is it mailers? Maybe it's just a simple website, right? So even with the buckets of marketing, you have to dive in deeper. And then again, what happens is it's overthinking. And that replaces action. What do I mean by that? I need for my website to look perfect. I want the marketing to say exactly what it says on what I do, right? I want the logo. I want the VAs to have every single thing, except they're not calling yet, right? They're not calling clients. My favorite, as you know, you get a little bit older, software. I have to learn all the software. I know Patrice knows what I'm talking about, right? I got to know all the components. Waiting for certainty delays progress. What do we mean by that? What does that mean to you, Harry?
Well, nothing's perfect. And if you're looking for something to be absolutely certain, someone else is going to take the deal from you. Be a problem solver.
100%. Being a problem solver makes a lot of money. It's number one, right? And always being like, especially on the real estate, am I offering the exact price? What happens if I offer too much? Right? Again, when you do our 2-day quick start, you don't have to worry about that because we're going to show you how to make an offer. And specifically, if you do it correctly with inspection periods, guess what? You could get out of that contract. So again, waiting for the market to change, waiting for interest rates to go down, waiting for the combat that's happening, in overseas, waiting for gas prices to go down, right? It could be any of these things. This is the one that really hurts. Hesitation kills deals. What does that mean to you, Harry? Or do you want to give an example of something that when you hesitated?
I know where you're going with this. Well, I had a couple of deals where I just didn't follow up. And I hesitated on following up for whatever reason, and my student got those 2 deals. So,
Well, and that goes right back to that knowing what to do and not doing it, right? And here's the funny part, and I always love, Harry's honesty at BPM RIA. One of the things from the top is we're always transparent, right? So Harry and Victoria are successful investors. They do well, and yeah, hesitation will kill deals, right? So, if you never know what to do, but didn't do it, go ahead and type in me in the chat. That's you, right? If any of these things hit, type the word me, right? So again, hesitation, and I can tell you a lot of times where I didn't want to go look at the house because I was too busy doing non-income generating activities. What the heck does that mean? Non-income generating activities. all of a sudden I magically had to go pick up laundry. For whatever reason, I had to go to Publix, or it's too far, right? It's funny actually. Today I have a house that through a referral, and the house is in Kendall. So I live in Los Olos. I'm like, oh, and they're asking me, can you come at 5 p.m.? I'm like, really? In the heart of traffic? So again, I'm trying to, I'm going to go to the house, and it's still a challenge, right? So again, these are the things that really hurts you guys from doing deals, right? Avoid rejection. I get it. Yeah, I agree with you, Janice. Jump. Right. So the challenge becomes the more information you have becomes a problem. What do you mean by that, Anish? More information. How many of you guys actually have information overload? Right? The more courses you create, the more confusion. What do I mean by that, right? You're taking, okay, tomorrow I'm going to learn how to do subject to. Oh, in the meantime, I'm going to try to rehab a house and learn that, how to actually figure out expenses, right? Or I want to do a multifamily deal. Well, you're not even understanding cash on cash. Is that you? Right? So again, you're thinking that I got to have all this information. And that was a big thing for me. I was the hardcore analysis paralysis guy. That I got to really know all this stuff before I could actually make an offer. I love that Carl Sheely's actually on this webinar. He can tell you, gosh, I've been with Carl, I think around 15 years or so. And the first time I walked a house, like it's almost comical, is an understatement, right? I've seen so many houses with Carl. It's amazing how much more I've learned, right? And what was happening before was I didn't want to make an offer because I was confused on cost. Versus now, we tell you, get it under contract, right? Again, too many strategies lead to inaction. Meaning, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. And if you don't really understand the strategies, how are you going to explain it to a seller? How many guys have actually put in chat if you actually have done a creative financing deal? And I always think this is interesting. I know there's people out there teaching a lot. We teach somewhat not deep, and I've done creative financing deals. The challenge is when you don't really understand it, how are you going to explain it to a homeowner? How are they going to know what it means to do a subject to? So what, Harry, you're going to take over my mortgage and make the payments? Is it in my name? Is this right? Again, I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just letting you know that what you really want to do is perfect one or two and then add things to your tool belt. And what I'm also going to use is you don't have to learn everything, right? So Harry, you're the perfect example of wholesaling and rehabbing. You really haven't done much creative financing, and you do really well. Right? Like at the end of the day, it's about doing deals and dollars in your pockets. So again, information overload kills confidence. What do I mean by that?
If I took a sniper approach,
Yep.
a single focus point versus a shotgun approach, my sanity and my success was much more sound because I wasn't trying to do everything. And if you guys are trying to do everything, it's just not possible. Stop multitasking, focus on one thing. All the millionaires and billionaires out there have focused on one thing for at least a year. And then after they got successful at it, they moved laterally to add other things into their repertoire or portfolio or whatever. So try not to do everything. It's hard to pick something what you want to do in the beginning because we don't know. It's like asking an 18-year-old, what do you want to do with your life? But at the same time, that's why I got coaching and why I got mentoring was because I needed that guidance. So I jumped in with both feet. We jumped in with both feet and just trusted blindly for
Yeah,
what we did. But obviously, it worked out well. He didn't ask us to do anything illegal or immoral. Didn't
absolutely
want to
not.
include that, but
Well, you know what it is it's because every time you learn something new, you second guess yourself. You hesitate. Instead of doing deals, you go back into learning mode. How many guys fall into that? Put me. That's me. What happens also is learning has become a procrastination, right? Because you're always in learning mode. So what we talk about when you're in our program is how many sellers did you talk to, right? When you join our program, we want you to talk to homeowners within 6 weeks, really even faster, 3 to 5 weeks, right? Get some information, get some business cards. Let's get your website up and running and talk to sellers, right? It's not about learning, hey, let me go through all the book. Let me go through all this. What you're going to realize, what I've realized especially is the homeowners usually ask, I don't know, 8 to 10 questions. What have you seen, Harry, in general, when you're talking to homeowners? It's nothing too complicated.
no, it's not. And the questions are always the same. So it's knowing what the questions are helps, gives you a jump and makes you feel a lot more comfortable and certainly act a lot more professional when you're talking to them.
Yeah, and it really goes back, learning replaces doing. That's something that, again, we're using that as a crutch. I know, and I can speak because I've seen this, where really smart people, professors, they teach a ton and they still haven't really done anything, right? So when what's really important when you have a mentor, you want to make sure your mentor is actually doing deals, and they're doing deals now, right? There's a lot of great educators. Again, this really goes right back to Rich Dad Poor Dad a little bit. Got a PhD, and then at the same time, they're stuck in that process of constantly learning and not doing. It was interesting. Like I just met someone the other day, and high school dropout. Even Michael Johnson, he talks about it. One of the mentors, he also didn't graduate high school, got a GED later, and he crushes it, right? He's been in real estate for about 8 years or so. I'm not even sure. So no, actually longer than that. 10 years he's been a realtor. He's been crushing it with Mobby. And it's all about doing. And so what I always tell people that we were just taught the wrong way, right? That, hey, you have to learn first everything. I don't know if they always said that. That's what I felt, right? That you have to learn everything and then go out there and do something. Have you ever wondered why, and I won't pick on any names, or there's people in our organization and you're like, man, how in the heck are they doing deals? Like you'd ask them a super simple question, and they have no idea. Because they're out there talking to sellers, and it's also your tone. How do you guys like doing business with people you like, right? Friendly people. So again, you got to just get out of that learning mode and take action. Get something under contract, right? So here's the question. How much does waiting cost you? What do I mean by that? So go ahead and take a pen, or you put on your phone, whatever you want, take something out. And when I say waiting, right, it could be missed deals. How many missed deals? Because you didn't have the money. I didn't know how to fill out a contract. How many it's lost income? Waiting, I could have made this money. I missed the market. I always get that all the time, right? Oh, the market. What about time, right? I was talking about one of the things that's been pretty amazing is because the real estate business and rebuilt it, I got my time back. I get to travel. I get to spend more time with my family. I get to go to World Series games. I get to go to, USA and Dominican the other night, right? And then the other big one is opportunities. Go ahead and write this down, right? Put in the chat if you wrote down what I asked, right? Missed deals, income, time, opportunities, right? What's it costing you? Okay, so once you did that, right? Now put a number next to it. What's the monetary number you lost out on? So at BPM RIA, we're averaging over $40,000 per wholesale deal. Pre-pandemic, around 25,000. So I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so put in the chat if you've already done this, right? Put a real number. I know some of you guys are put a lot. I want you to see the actual number. Okay, I see some of you guys are doing this. They're getting some private chats here. Okay. Go ahead, put the number down, guys. This is the wake-up call. The reason I'm doing this, because if you don't feel the cost, you won't change. How many of you guys understand that? Right? If you put 10,000, 20,000, 5 million, 25,000, 50,000, I want you to see the number. I want it to become tangible for you. Okay, some of you guys, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. I know you guys are sending it to us privately. 100%. Right? So, yeah, I'm looking at your numbers. It's a ton. It makes me, I've done this exercise, all the exercise that we teach, I've done them. And I wanted to throw up. I was like, I can't keep doing this, right? So you guys are understanding, right? It's not more information. That's not the answer. What actually works? What do you guys think works? What actually works, guys, right? I've seen your numbers. Not more information. We already know that, right? There's a ton of information. You can't learn anymore. Not another strategy, right? I know there's the new shiny object. I'm not going to talk about some of the national guys out there. Hey, this is the way to go today in this market, right? Not waiting for the perfect time, right? Waiting for the market to get better, interest rates to go down when the economy gets better, right? So it comes down to three things. If you're ready for this, type ready. Again, I want to make sure you guys are live, right? And by the way, if you guys are driving, I know some of you guys are driving. I get it. Keep your hands on the wheel. Right? Okay, perfect, right? So good, because this is where most investors finally get the big breakthrough, right? It comes to number one, execution. What do we mean by execution? Action beats knowledge every time. Right? So when I got my driver's license and took the written test, was 100% different than getting behind the wheel. Action, right? So give me some actionable items that you could do right away. Russell's driving in Alabama. Be careful. Right? What can you do today to get into action? Build that list. Right? The other big thing is speed creates momentum. What do we mean by that? Right? Yep, Yvette, make calls. So what we're seeing also, right, if you're actually doing any kind of advertising, remember they're getting mailers from multiple people, multiple investors. When they call the number, right, I could tell you right now, I'd say over 90% of the people, when you do a mailing and they call your number, they're not going to leave you a message. So what's really key is you got to get back to them as soon as possible. Right? Obviously, there's a lot of tools out there with AI. If you've noticed, even our BPM RIA website has been upgraded. We have a virtual AI Alexa chat on board, right? So again, we're creating more speed to get back to a customer. It's super important, right? Imperfection action wins. Harry, you want to give an example of that? Imperfection.
Every day of my life. You don't have to be perfect. You just go do something.
Yeah, and you know what it's funny because we have this even with our students. I have to know the perfect thing to say to a homeowner. There is nothing perfect, right? So what a lot of times what we're seeing, even new investors, they're so worried about that they don't go into action. This is my favorite. Waiting 100% guarantees failure, right? Because you're not talking to sellers. I know you guys know this. You guys do this on everything else, right? You're not worried about execution when it's something you really want. Waiting around is 100% never going to get you a deal or get you real estate. So the idea is, right, because you don't actually get paid on what you know, you get paid for what you do. And most people are stuck in the learning mode. They're waiting, they're overthinking. But people that really make money, they're always on the move, right? That what I really like is momentum. When we talk about momentum, what we've seen is after you get 2 or 3 deals, you get a bunch. Why is that? It's you're more confident. You've done it before, right? So how many guys, just out of curiosity, know what to do? But you're just not doing it consistently. Put in the chat no. NKNOW in the chat. No, that's me. You know what to do, and you're just not doing it consistently. Why is that, right? So we got it again. The stuff that we're doing, right? We're not Elon Musk. We're not inventing something new. We know that we have to talk to sellers. We know we have to evaluate properties. We know that we have to get it under contract and put a deposit on. When you do our 2-day quick start, we go over all this. All right. So then the second part becomes capital, right? A lot of you guys say it's not about having money. That's what, like I don't have any money. What I can tell you, if it's a good deal, it's easy to find money. When you're in our program, obviously I put up 100% of the money. So that's easy access. What I can also tell you, good deals attract funding. People just show up wanting to give you money because they're a good deal. They want to buy the deal. I know Harry gets a million calls from some of his favorite buyers saying, Harry, do you got anything else? I get the same stuff, right? And building relationships, create capital. So, one of the things is most people that I've noticed on the real estate investing side, they say, I don't have any money. And again, that's not the real problem out there. The deal comes first, right? And then the money follows. I always
Plenty of
thought,
money out there.
yeah, money is never the issue. I mean, lack of resourcefulness is, right? Again, if you go to even our meetings, there's more money out there right now looking for deals than there are deals. So the question becomes, how many of you guys ever said, I don't have any money, and that's why I don't do deals? Put in the chat. Is that you? Let's see. Is that you? I know that stopped me in the beginning. Okay. Some of you guys. All right. Fair enough, right? I like it. At least you're being honest. The question is, the people who win this game, they don't ask, do I have the money, right? They just go out there and find the deals. How do I structure this? So if you've been, waiting for the money to come first, you're playing the wrong game, guys. That's actually what's holding you back, right? This is my other favorite one, right? Step 3, confidence. Confidence comes from action and not thinking. I always bring up when I was 17 years old, driving 10 and 2, scared, driving 35, 40 miles an hour, whatever the speed limit was. I was probably driving 5 miles per hour slower because I had no confidence. As I've changed seasons, I like that phrase. I borrowed it from someone else. Instead of saying getting older, as I change seasons or getting older, my reflexes got worse, but my confidence grew to become a better driver. Right? I don't want to tell you what I can do now. Shave my head, eat a sandwich. No, I don't do any of that. But again, it's just confidence from doing it over and over. It's the same thing as like when you evaluate so many homes, it's easy. There's been, I don't know, I'm trying to think like the first couple houses I ever evaluated in my real estate career. Let me tell you what happened. It took like a week to figure out an offer price. So when you're in our 2-day quick start, we get rid of all those fears when we do this great exercise at the end. We break you up into teams and we get you to make offers. And you don't have to be certain on everything, right? You build belief by doing. Right? I could also use the first time I went to a gym. I was like, woof. What about you, Harry? Like first time you got into a gym and you're like, I don't know how to use this. I'm not sure how to use that, right? Those exercises. The big thing is that you don't need confidence to start. The confidence is by starting. You really gain confidence just by starting. Confidence is not something that you build or something you wait for, I should say. It's something you build, right? So again, think about anything that you've done. Also, the right environment accelerates confidence. As an entrepreneur, in general, it's a lonely business. That's why it's important to come to our BPM RIA meetings, come to our live events. You need to be around other people that are doing this to get that confidence, right? Every action you take creates a new belief. That's what we're reprogramming right now. How many of you guys have ever felt I'm not ready yet to do a deal? Put in the chat. That's you. Okay, a couple of you guys, right? I'm not ready. And so here's the funny part. That's actually what's keeping you stuck. Not being ready. Here's a little secret. You're never going to be ready, fully ready. Listen, I still have some of the fears. It still pops up. And successful investors don't wait. We just go out there and do it, right? Right, so the cost of staying stuck, right, is super expensive, right? We talked about this. The one asset you'll never get back is your time, right? Before you know it's another year, it's another 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. No, now I'm too old. Oh, I don't know technology, right? So again, these are the things that we got to reprogram. The longer you wait, we talked about it. You guys put some numbers up there, what's costing you, right? Not only money, it could be time, health, all the above. So the small decisions that we make today is going to create massive results tomorrow. Small commitments lead to big ones. That's just how it works, right? Are you going to, again, my first wholesale deal, I signed a contract, I made $2,000 on it. Put $500 down, made $2,000. I was unbelievably excited. I've done 6-figure deals, and of course, those are great. And at the same time, I was more excited about my $2,000 deal because it worked, right? Again, we've been doing deals that were pretty big. So the reason I actually created, our mentoring program, our quick start, it's not because of lack of information. It's the lack of execution, the lack of guidance, the lack of accountability, right? These are things that made me say, you know what? We got to do this quick start. So I know some of you guys are actually have been through the quick start. Some of you guys are actually students. out there. And so some of you guys are saying, "Whoop, the 2-day quick start," right? So it's a step-by-step blueprint on your first or next deal, right? This is what we do on the 2-day quick start. We find, analyze, and structure deals real properties, right? We're going to show you how to find off-market properties. We're going to show you how to build capital, how to have access to capital, right? That's me. That's the BPM team. We're going to get you in action with confidence. No more guesswork. And then, of course, we're going to give you live guidance, support, and real-time feedback on the deals that we're evaluating. We have 4 great speakers that have been experts and have been doing a quick start with me for, gosh, almost, man, it's been, I guess, 12 years or so. So one of the things is we're going to go over all the things that we talked about today, right? It's not another seminar. It's not just another workshop. In these 2 days, we actually want you to learn and make offers out there, right? You're going to learn how to analyze deals. You're going to know how to find off-market properties, all the above out there, right? So again, our next quick start is May 2nd and 3rd, right? We're gonna really go over AI, how we're using it. We're gonna show you how to evaluate properties. We're gonna show you how to use self-directed IRAs. We're talking about assignments and double closings, all the above out there. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. I've been doing it for, again, 14 years. We only do 4 events a year. And so some of the deals, I want to show you some of the deals that we've done with our students to give you an idea. Harry, do you want to talk about this one with Julio?
Yeah, this one was Julio's hoarder house. He drove by and he found it driving for dollars, what we call it, on his way to work. And this is something that required 2 probates. He found the estranged son who had nothing to do with the family for a long time, for whatever reason. We're fortunate that it did have equity, so we were able to close pretty quickly. The son made some money. We paid for probate, and Ish put up all the money to buy it. We cleaned it out, and we sold it, wholesaled it in that condition, cleaned out condition, and there was $110,000 profit, of which Julio made $55,000 just for driving by
Yeah.
and learning
I
about the process and learning how to do these kinds of deals.
literally driving for dollars. And the thing about Julio has a W-2 job and 0 real estate experience. So what's really unique in our program is your mentor, whether it's Harry, Michael, Denise, and Lucian, your mentor will work one-on-one to get the deal closed. What do I mean by that? I know Harry was coaching Julio from the probate to a double probate. We paid for it. He helped close the deal. And, Julio made $55,000 without using any of his own money. This was another deal. This is another Julio deal, hoarder all the way through. And again, driving for dollars, Broward Boulevard. Gosh, you couldn't see the house from the street. This house, oh my gosh, we had 16 dumpsters to clean the house. It took us 3 or 4 full days, besides all the cars, the bee's nest. And, you want to talk about, the person was living there, an older person. His son was a truck driver, right? Traveling.
No, his son was lived up in Melbourne. Didn't want his father living there, but his father was actually living. That's Julio in the white shirt. The father was sleeping on that stuff just over Julio's shoulder there. No access to bedrooms, bathrooms. So the son really was bothered by the fact that his father was living in such conditions. So the son needed time because being a hoarder is a disease. And we were able to give him that time, solve their problems, get them the money that they needed so he could move to a nicer house that his son had up in Melbourne, Florida, about 3 hours north. But it was pretty nasty, that property. It also had city liens on it. It
Yep.
needed everything, roof, electric, plumbing, walls, as you see, the ceilings collapsing, mold, aside from all the, the flea market stuff in there that you
Yeah.
have. But
There's a couple big things on this deal, right? So again, knocking on doors, busy road, right? Thousands of cars probably passing by it daily. They wanted over 700,000 plus on the house. Harry worked with Julio, and we talked about listening and making it a win-win. They needed a little over $200,000 to buy a house up in Melbourne, close to him. And we actually found out that he owed less than we thought. And I believe we bought this around the 350 range, if I'm correct.
300.
300.
Quarter?
So,
Somewhere in there,
yeah,
too.
somewhere around there. And they wanted $700,000 for the deal. Having an expert, right? So when you work with us, that's something that's different than anyone else out there, right? I could tell you when I first started, I would have never been able to do that deal. The other big thing was since it's my money, we closed on it with the liens, over $300,000 in liens. We got it down to $3 in hard costs. I'm sorry, $3 in liens plus the hard costs, which was about another 1,600 or so, or 1,700, and we had our buyer pay for it. Right? Again, we got the deal because I'm willing to close on deals, again, case by case, pay for the probate depending on the city. So $138,000 profit. Julio made another $65,000. And so he's literally getting paid to learn. How many of you guys are loving this? Give me a yeah, buddy in the chat if this deal.
300,000 we bought it for.
Yep, 300,000. There you go, right? This is one of Harry's deals, a reverse mortgage short sale. They were going to walk away from the deal. We got the house. Again, Harry is a master at negotiating, creating equity. Got the house for $171,000. And netted profit was $179,000.
And that's the master of dispositions of the property. He found a buyer that gave us that kind of profit margin.
Yep. So
working
again,
with the team. Team is very important.
Right? So how many guys, one deal would make a difference, right? We talked about what it's costing you. And what I'm going to play is a quick video, which Nicole, who works full time, and she said, you know what? I'm going to try the 2-day quick start. And this is what she had to say.
Hi, my name's Nicole Bergatti. I'm with Bergatti Properties, and I'm currently a full-time employee of CBRE. I'm events and meeting coordinator. And prior to starting the 2-day quick start course, I've always wanted to do real estate. I've always been interested in flipping homes and all that good stuff. And I knew Anish, and I knew that this is what he did. And he's so smart, and he knows real estate so well. And so I went ahead and just took the course, and I am so glad I did, because a couple months later, we ended up closing a deal that was worth $42,000. And that's great money. And now I have a few more deals in the pipeline, and I'm super excited about my investing future. And that wouldn't have been possible without Anish and his team. And I 100% recommend that you take this course, get started, and do it.
Yeah. I love, like, Nicole. One of the things that's powerful is she didn't hesitate, right? That's what we've been talking about is she knew she wanted to do it. She made sure she had the weekend off, right? She lives in Tampa. We did it via Zoom, and she got her first deal when her neighbor or a friend's mom needed to get rid of the house, right? Again, there's opportunity in your life right now. So this house was Latanya, short sale. We rehabbed the house. When you're an elite student, I'm going to go ahead and put up the money for the deals. I'm going to put up the money for the repairs. You're going to work with our mentors. You're going to work with Carl Sheely, who's also one of our students and our longest standing member. And you're going to learn hands-on how to fix it with my money. And of course, I'm going to make sure we're not going to lose any money because I like my money. And so again, we cleaned this up. We did the rehab. We did the rehab from beginning to end, and we netted $167,000 in 4 months. We got it done in about 40 days. So that was a pretty good deal. This is one of Harry's other deals. Harry and Victoria, they cleaned it up on this one. They were going to buy it in their LLC. And I said, Harry, well, why don't you buy in your self-directed Roth IRA? And he said, not a bad idea. And so this deal was pretty good. This is $145,000 tax-free on a $1,000 investment, right? So I put up the money and he still made $145,000. If he would have put this in his LLC, he would have got hit, gosh, what, 40 grand? Somewhere around there on taxes, give or take, because it would have been ordinary income. So this is what one of our other students also had to say after joining our BPM program.
My name is Kevin Tyree. My company name is, I work with BPM REAR. Before joining BPM REAR, my previous career, I worked at the Port of Miami for 23 years, and I also was a buy and hold investor. After joining BPM REAR, I've learned how to wholesale, short sales, work with probate properties, and things of that nature. Join BPM. Thanks, Anish.
Yeah, so Kevin, the great part was he's a buy and hold investor, and he's also a realtor. And he said, look, I'm having trouble with deal flow. So Kevin's first deal netted almost $90,000 wholesale deal profit. So not only did he make his money back on the first deal, he's now learning how to acquire deals. This was another deal in South Miami. They thought this would be a tear down. I looked at it and yes, this looks pretty bad. We got this, if you could believe it, for $150,000. We used our Gaia instruction report, which we will show you on the quick start, how we negotiate numbers down. We got a $25,000 credit, so I got it for $125,000. I looked at rehabbing it. We were able to wholesale it, $235,000 profit. What would that look like for you if you did one deal? Right? Yes, these numbers are big. Even if it's 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. I saw some of the numbers that you guys were putting, what it was costing you. Some of you guys said only 25,000. What I challenge you on, it's way more than that, right? It's going to be 50,000, 100,000. It's going to be a couple $100,000. This deal is one of Harry and Victoria's, 2 duplexes. Harry, I know you almost didn't knock on the door on this one. And what I loved about it was they owned one free and clear. The other one, how old was he? 80 something? Was he in the 80s?
Yep, he was in his 80s.
Yeah.
And he lived about 6 blocks away. And I went to go there. I just got it out of my head. Again, you know, the blockade you put in front of yourself. I decided, since he's so close, let's just go see him anyway. Turns out he was tired and he needed help. One was in pre-foreclosure process. The other was free and clear. We solved his problems. Ended up getting him $125,000 in cash. We helped him with his son. He wanted to give it to his son. That was the cross-country truck driver that you mentioned earlier. This guy's who didn't want the house. He wasn't interested in this investment property. So he said, do whatever you can. I wanted the son involved because I didn't want to, seem like we're taking advantage of a man. He had full mental capabilities, but nonetheless, when someone's that age, I want to make sure that the family is involved so that everybody is on board to make the deals happen.
Yeah, and this was our record. It's still our record, $265,000 tax-free using his self-directed IRA. Again, this would have been a tax event of over $50,000 or $60,000. So when you're in our program, when you work with us, we teach you how to make money and we teach you how to keep it legally, pay our fair shares of taxes, right? We also teach you how to raise your own money for deals. We have a power team also. So this was one of Marcella's deals. This was right here in Hollywood. She lived overseas, or she went back overseas. El Salvador? No, Honduras. I forget which country. A husband passed away and she needed more time on the house. We looked at rehabbing the house. Marcella is one of our elite students. When you're an elite student, we look at those opportunities. We just wound up cleaning it up. They had, I think, almost 12 to 14 dogs. The house wasn't really in bad condition. It did need AC. Didn't have some of the AC sort of worked, but not really. We looked at the house, and this was a $102,000 profit. Again, $51,000 for Marcella, zero money out of pocket. When the mentors work with you, they get paid out of my 50%. So all the mentors, like Harry, has a vested interest in you doing well, because that's how he makes money too. And so this is our Antonio, and this is what he had to say about our program also.
Hi, everybody. My name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just a basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So.
Yeah, and Antonio's been, he created the Latin RIA, which is something he's passionate about, short-term rentals. He's doing infinity banking. And again, he started with no real estate experience, guys. And to watch him blossom has been amazing, just the same way to watch Harry and Victoria crush it. So here's the deal, guys. When you take action today, I'm going to add 2 tickets to Marshall Silver's Turning Point, which we have them coming up April 14th to the 16th. So that's a $6,000 value. I'm going to provide transactional funding for deals. What does that mean? You find a deal after you do the quick start, because again, we want you to talk to sellers, get it under contract. I will put up the money for the same day to get the deal done. And you might say, hey, Nish, I don't have any buyers. Well, we have a co-wholesaling program with 40,000 plus, 10,000 plus cash buyers on our list, and that's a $40,000 value. And then, of course, we have an experienced power team. So I'm not going to let you fail, guys. It's over $80,000 in value, right? So to take advantage of it, you got to sign up today for our 2-day quick start. Again, Alexa talked about it. I'm going to give you a money back guarantee. So I am taking away any of the fears you guys have, right? We've been talking all day about taking action, right? You guys sat there and said what it's costing you when you hesitate. Some of you guys said, I saw $25,000, $50,000, $100,000. I am literally giving you a money back guarantee. You just have to show up, right? You guys, we've been going through this all day, saying what's been holding us back, right? So for our members, it's $695. Our non-members, it's $895. And our membership is $295, right? So for an extra $100, you get a membership too. So our goal, again, is we keep these quick start workshops or events small on purpose. It's cameras on. We know that there's a ton of opportunity out there. We're going to show you RIAFax, how to get stuff done. So what you want to do right now is take out your phone, hit the QR code, and buy your ticket, guys. This is something that you're going to want to do ASAP. It's May 2nd and 3rd. Again, hesitating is going to cost you deals, guys. We're already done with the first quarter. And so I know one person is lucky or fortunate enough, right, to win the 2-day quick start. And one of the things, if you've already gone to the quick start and you're a winner, you could always gift it. We did talk about it, and I am doing this. If you've already done a quick start and you want to do it again, I will do it at a discounted price of $197, guys. So,
all right, let me make
Alexa, Yep. Who's the lucky winner?
The lucky winner is, and I don't have you on my list for attending before, so hopefully I'm not wrong on that, but congratulations, Michael C.
Okay, awesome, Michael. Congrats.
We will see you in there, and I will be in touch with you to make sure you're available.
That's awesome, Michael. And so, what couple things we do ask if you could give us a 5-star Google review. That really helps us out. I know Alexa will throw that in there. Also, maybe one thing you learned today,
Yes,
right? And don't hesitate to put a 5-star Google review. How to
absolutely.
take action now. That's some of the things that we've done. Tomorrow we have an in-person meeting in Boca. So you
Yes.
make sure you register. The meeting starts about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'll be up there. What we're doing at BPM RIA is we're adding real estate and mindset.
Yes, it's gonna be great.
So we've been changing. You guys are seeing a lot more webinars that are not just 100% real estate because it's an and versus or world, right? So the meeting in Boca is
6 to
Congress
8.
Ave. It's on our website.
Yep. If you're taking 95, it's right off Yamato. But we
Yeah.
have a full address for you guys on our website. Drop the link in the chat to our upcoming events. And I will also email every single one of you guys as
Yeah.
soon as we get off this webinar. The email will be coming from info@bpmreia.com. So make sure you guys are looking out for that email. You guys will always get an email as soon as we end the webinar. So look out for that.
Yep. And I know some of you guys are coming to our Mixer Thursday. Also Saturday at Nova University, we have a double duty day.
Yes.
Double duty. That sounds bad. No, what I mean by that is we got an event in the morning and afternoon. Guys, I'm doing this for free, meaning it's free for you guys, not free for me. So again, you guys got to show up for the events. You guys have been telling us we want in-person events. We want to make sure you sign up. We again have our quarterly meeting April 1st. We also have a Saturday workshop April 11th. That's a paid event on multifamily. Again, we're doing a ton of events. Bring somebody you care, right? They're interested in real estate, especially to these free events. I mean, there's a no-brainer on the networking. And again, we're teaching a lot of different things out there, and I know you guys want this, and I know you need this. So
Yep. We have tons of great events for you guys this week. Well, I'll be sending you link for every single one of them. We'll be meeting every day this week. So you will definitely be seeing us a lot. And this is just our mission, you guys. Our mission is to get you that real estate investing knowledge, but also to give you the mindset and the confidence to go and put those things into action. So we're going to be doing it all. So get ready. Get ready. Check out the website. Go if you haven't checked out the website, go check it out. We redid our website, so hopefully you guys like it. I think it looks pretty, and you'll see all of the events on our website, all of the links to register, RSVP, Zoom, all of the things. Your addresses will be there. Everything you need is there. So let us know how we can help. Email coming from info@bpmria.com. And this replay will be up within 24 hours for you guys on our YouTube channel. So make sure you are subscribed. And like Anish said, please give us a Google review, 5 stars. Tell us, something you learned from today's class. We really appreciate that. And it just helps people find us and get connected and bring the right people to you guys as well. These are potential business partners, so we want to make sure we're visible to those people.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. And I just got a message too. Some of you guys are saying, hey, I want to know more about the mentoring. Go ahead and go to our website, book a discovery call, and see if you're a good fit with us. Again, I put up all the money for the deals and profit share, and we only take 6 students per month. So again, thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys tomorrow in Boca. If not, I will see you Thursday, some of you guys. And if not, I'll see some of you guys on Saturday. Or if you're really a trooper, I'll see you every day.
Every day this week, you guys. You can make it. You can do it. We'll see you then. Thank you, Anish. Thank you,
Yep,
Harry.
thank you guys. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate it.
Next time. Bye.